It is. Yeah. You know what it is, right? Stream died. Yep. Refresh. Refresh. Enhance. 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 Oh my god. It's so dumb. I have the feeling I don't know what it is. So it can't be OBS at this point. I feel like it's my internet. However, there are 4 other devices being used perfectly fine. What's up, Double A? Greetings and citations. I don't want a citation. I'll take your greeting though. Welcome in. It's one of those things where I feel like it's just my computer. For somebody, it's probably the weather. It's probably weather related. How many times have we restart? Let's check this out. Ready? If I go to content and video producer, this is just today. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on our 4th version. Look at this from today. So we made it 2 hours. Then we made it an hour and 27. Then we made it an hour and 3. And here we are. Yep. Well, let's try and get through this. I want to get... Oh, I should probably open you guys up on my phone, shouldn't I? Yeah, I mean, even my phone is fucking fine. So dumb. Alright, drops. Did we get... We didn't get this. Okay. So, version 3, 5 till... They're at the very bottom of each category. So, at the bottom of the main file, there's your first one. And then we also need version 1 alt 512. Yeah? Version 1 alt 512. Yep. And each is going to be its own mod. I'm going to put that so we know that that's what it is. And I'm going to put that so I know what it is. Water for EMB version 2.16. Has this updated? Yes. It is now 2.18. Ugh. Oh, there's 2.16. And 200 and... When did this update? Today? Yesterday. Let's actually open up the Discord. I want to make sure that they have this. We're going to have to go through the installer. Yeah, look at all this stupid... Ugh. Alright, let's go to the current help desk, this here. Maybe they have water for EMB. Nope. Okay. Current guide FAQ. Nope. Alright, so we'll take it upon ourselves to update this for them. So that way everybody else can easily find it. Open up the installer. Alright. Shades of Skyrim for style. Textures 4K. We want water brightness default. LOT is darker. Style is transparent. Resolution 4K. And no parallax. And we got a bunch of other shit here. All right, customization. And it's not a typo. That's how Lexy spells. So clear creek water. Shades of Skyrim. Clear interior. And clear underwater. Right. And for compatibility, let's see. Atlas ticked. ELFX shadows. SOS tick that because that's what we're using. JK's bannered mare. Ticked. JK's Rag and Flagon Shades, SOS. Solitude Outskirts, SOS. Landscape Fixes for Grass Mods, SOS is already ticked. Ori, Followers, Song of the Green. She's not ticked. And then World Space Transition Tweaks, which is. So make sure you're right with these, right? New World Spaces, we want Falscar, yes. Forgotten City, yes. Worm's Tooth, yes. If they're not, make sure they're ticked. None for Flat Map Framework because we're not using it. And I need no legacy, I need support. That is it. Install. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to open this in Explorer and double click. We're going to get the meta. So I can do this real quick for her. Remember, it's in the archive channels section of the Discord. If you're part of the Discord, come to the FAQ channel, right? It's going to be, I think, April 19th date, so it's up right here, and it's by Lexy. Just grab this first link, copy it, excuse me, paste that in, and then your file ID here. And then we can go to, what's the file ID? Right here. So copy that. Paste it there. And now, there it is. Water for EMB 216, 216. We can now take this, copy, because we can't share the file, obviously. That's a big no-no. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in a few places for staff. To help them out. And then there we go. And it appears right there. Terrific. That's how you do it. So if you're able to get that version, there's your file ID. That's how you can paste it in, and you can get a direct link. So not to share files. Hey, look, I'm live. For you guys that came back, I really appreciate it. I should probably thank you again. And yeah, it's unfortunate that like OBS and or my internet is crapping out on me during this, because we've been going so good with the other ones. Yeah, look at this. OBS connection successful. Sure. Says my connection's excellent. Let's see what OBS is telling me. We have not dropped frames. Cross your fucking fingers. Alright. So we want the unofficial patch and locational patches. All versions of Water for EMB included. Alright, this is an optional. Version 1. We want the Shades other patches. So go to optional. It's this right here. Version 1. This hasn't really changed. We are going to get a couple mods that we need to remove. You could just remove the plugin yourself. I am going to keep this like this. And we're going to use the removal tool because that's what it's for. Make sure it's the right version. Paste, run, remove, close. And they will be in your optional. In your file tree, you will now have an optional folder with them in it. That's what that is. It's really as easy as coming here and all three plugins would be here, and you just tick the two you want and hit this left arrow, and it auto gives you this. It's really handy by default, but Again, the removal tool is a beautiful thing. So sometimes I like to do one, sometimes I like to do the other. And we've done 500 mods. I appreciate it, Sorieto. Thank you. Do you know what? Here's the funny part about this. I would have had this guide up and running. We would have been in character. But this is giving me a chance to fully, I guess, immerse myself in the installation process. I typically will just get on a little roll where I'm just listening to music and chilling. And because I've done this guide like 200 times, like no joke, I've like installed this guide from fucking scratch like 200 plus times. Um, on top of doing my own stuff. This is over the years. This is probably since 2019 or 20. Um, a lot's changed. I mean, we went away from Lux. We're looking at seasons. We're looking at the community shaders. We had a new weather mod that Stag was working on. But unfortunately, I think he's sort of on a little mini modding hiatus. But he's doing a little bit of upkeep stuff, but nothing like new yet. So I mean, that's on hold. So they're looking at Azurite 3, and I'm like, well, if you're going to go to Azurite 3, you may as well just stay with Cathedral. I mean, because if you're looking at another major weather change when he does come, full time working on that project, you're going to be switching anyway. That was the plan. I like them both, and I loved what I saw of the new weather mod. It's one of those that you don't even need an ENB for, from a lot of the screenshots we got to see. So just need to stop. Hey, Carl, what's up? I know. Well, you know what it is? I took off I had my slippers on. I'm gonna put them back on. Let's see if that's what's causing it, because I took them off. Because they're really, really warm slippers. I'm bundled up here. It's like 10 degrees where I'm at right now. And we just got dumped on with all this snow, so I'm trying to stay warm. But that's probably what's doing it. Okay. Did we did, right? Yep, okay. Those are good. Natural waterfalls. I think this one got updated to version 3.5. And this gives you a weird message because the Dawnguard ESP is like out of order, but it should be okay. They say it's okay. Of course it is. Off to the archive with you. Alright, go back to the FAQ. If you're there, you should have the thing. Copy the link. Paste the link. Your file ID here, remember? So go back, just make sure we're getting version 3.5. Let's take a look. It's sometimes easier to use the bot in the Discord. I'm just so used to doing it this way. Oh, there's 3.5. So you left click to open this. You want to make sure this is open. Right click to hit inspect. And again, there is your divider. You want to look up for, what is it, data ID number. In this case, it is 686833. That look right? And Natural Waterfalls version 3.5. It is a manual download now. I'm also going to put this one over for them as well because it's just something I do. I feel bad for the users who come in who really have no clue how to use the bot, and sometimes they don't get their question answered until the next day, right? Let me do this now. Copy, because this link is just going to be super handy. Install help desk. Let's go to this. And I want to make sure this is version 3.5. also do this for the staff room. Just in case, so Lexy and the team can... and then current guide FAQ. See how it puts it right there? So when you, it's the same folder, but this is a drop down from. So that they can... Now, will they check this? I guarantee you have a bunch of people come into the server and ask, and they're all going to get a search box prompt. Please do your searches. This is not... Natural waterfalls is very easy. It's this. And the first thing that'll come up... Oh, here, let's see. Is mine not coming up? I might have to refresh it. Maybe Lexy has to... Oh, because I think she has to adjust it. I can't do that. I only have so many permissions. Okay. Carl, how you been, buddy? Been hanging out with Michael over there? All right, we didn't get it. We didn't install it yet. Let's install it. Natty Waterfalls, huh? What do we got? Okay, main file. Yep. Choose meshes, brighter foam. Already ticked. Texture size, 4K. Already ticked. Additional features. We want black reach and sound effects. Select nothing for water, and ERM is not a thing yet. Patch collection. Fallen Trees, The Forgotten City, and Water for E&B, Shades of Skyrim. This is the one that like can give you a weird message. We'll see if we get it. We didn't. Weird. Yep, there it is. Blackreach ESP. Let's check this out. Hold on a second. I'm curious. Let's load this up. Natural waterfalls. I'm gonna load this in SSC Edit. All right, let's just load all of them from the plugin. I'm curious to see this. So we got the Blackreach error. We'll wait for it to finish. So I've been here a couple hours at least. Really? Just kind of hanging out in the background, lurking. Let's look at the file header here. Skyrim update, Dawnguard, Hearthfires. Let's try Blackreach. Skyrim update, Dawnguard, Hearthfires, Natural Waterfalls. How about Dawnguard? Yeah, you know, because this should be... They say the errors can be ignored. Okay. So Majestic Mountains patch, 1.3, the patch. Oh, only file. Nice. That's what I like to see. I've been putting off updating waterfalls. It's a little sneaking today. Sneak thief! There we go. Easy, brighter foam. Beautiful. GKB Waves Reborn. Reborn, version 3.12. Should be the only main file, right? 3.12. Have I really not used this version yet? Okay. Cool. And I know it, not a requirement, but endorsed. Yeah, you don't need it. I remember when I tried using both. And we're not unpacking the BSA, so select no. And the waves for various mods, version 1.1, main file. 1.1. So let's see what our FOMod tells us. Oh, are they already selected? That would be handy. We've got Falscar, Saints and Seducers Extended Cut, and Worm's Tooth. Okay. There we go. Bunch of stuff. Look at that. TMD, the Rift leaves. 101. 2K. Right here. Middle file. This is another mod I can't play without. And we are done with our water section. Thank God. Mesh fix patches is usually pretty easy. Pickpocket! Pickpocket! Guard your purses! Okay. Let's see here. High Poly Project My Fixes. Alright, couple things. Version 2.2 is the update. Version 2 is the main. So we need the main AIO campfire. It's very specific. And then the missing wheat textures 2.2. There are 21 files here. So out of the main, you grab the top one, version 2. Right. And I'm going to install this separate. So this is pretty self-explanatory. And then what was the update file? The Hey Missing Wheat Textures 2.2. This one here. And they do get merged. Okay, because it's an update file. So keep the name the same. Merge it. Perfectly fine to do that. The mesh fix optionals. So this is the noble material fix. I believe this hasn't also been updated in a while. That's this one here, version 1.0. Because I'm so OCD about shit, I do that. Okay. This is a fantastic one. Better wooden spike textures. It's literally the texture for the When you see the difference with this, it's just amazing. Look at that. I believe Skyland may fix this, but I could be wrong. It might be a separate mod. Either way, grab it, download it, install it. Your game will thank you for it. Mesh patch for various mods. Okay, so this is going to be one of those unofficial material fix. There's 2 files now, which is great. The assorted mesh fix patch, 112A. What was it again? Unofficial material fix. Assorted mesh fix, 112A. So it's at the bottom here. We'll do these one by one. They are in the drop-down, thankfully. And the other one is SMIM quality add-on unofficial material fix. Right above it, 12A, 112A. And they must be in the same order. Cool. And Labyrinthian Shalador's Maze Fixes. Version 0.3. This should be the only main file. Yep. Okay. We're making some good headway with this one. After this, we have effects, and that's it. Remember, we're only on part 2. There's 10 parts to this. And we're already at 511. Now, keep in mind, some of these sections don't have nearly as many as this, or it's a few more, but there's like only a couple mods in each. Never minded the spikes. I always minded those terrible cobblestone walls you see in some villages. Oh, are you talking about the... Yeah, I know what you're talking about, James. It's just a bunch of large pencils. Yeah, that's basically what it is. That was my drink hitting my microphone. Apologies if that hurt your ears. I was not expecting it. Let's do a proper MO2 refresh. Let's close it down. Reopen it. Okay. And then bring your... And I like to do the plugins too. Keep everything at the bottom. Again, you can always ignore these things. They get sorted out at the end. If you follow the guide verbatim, you will not have any issues at the end. Where you go from there, if you decide to go off guide, is your business. I used to go off guide because it used to be a little bit easier. However, once they introduced synthesis, it became much more difficult to do that, because not only did you have to rerun synthesis and or find like a plugin for synthesis for the particular version. Like if I wanted to do Undeath, which is not part of the guide, and I really wish that it was, then I would have... There's like a whole... They had a write-up a couple of years ago, but it's definitely outdated by now. Lexy is looking to get rid of synthesis entirely, and I can't wait for that to happen. Bethesda actually recycled those damn walls and then used them in Fallout 4. It was out by the seashore in the game. And they were doing duty as hold retention. Oh, good God. I can see that. Did you guys see the... I know I posted the Epic Nate video, I guess it was a couple days ago, about Elder Scrolls 6. I don't follow Epic Nate. I don't know. So I don't know why the algorithm decided to put it up on my YouTube. Maybe because I have a shit ton of Skyrim stuff, but and even Nate said he doesn't really do the information stuff. It's more like lore. But I really hope that it's not Hammerfell. But I guess they said they weren't even working on the game whatsoever when that teaser dropped. This is like sort of the gist of it. They interviewed like the second guy under Todd Howard, who's no longer with them, who like left right after Starfield. I can't remember the guy's name. You guys probably know, or those of you that watched the video already know this. But he said they weren't even working on it when we got that teaser video, that little trailer. So take that how you will. You saw the video, Carl? Yeah. I don't know much about Epic Nate. I know that he does Skyrim content. And it used to be like lore stuff, probably similar to some stuff that maybe like the Fudge Muppet guys did. Although maybe not as in depth. Or it could have been like mod showcases. I really don't remember. But I know I'm not subbed to him because of the particular content. Just never aligned with like the way that I see Skyrim. No, nothing against him personally at all. Yeah, he seems pretty cool. I just, it's one of those things where I'm just not subbed because I'm just not. No hate, no nothing. Just I'm not subbed to everybody. That's why I said, take it with a grain of salt. And I figured the people who are know more. So, all right, let's start we have locations and effects, and I may end it after effects depending on how tired I am. It's only 9:15 here, but I've got like 5 sections to upload. So, Depths of Skyrim 117 main file. Yep. This is a good mod. My personal load order has this. Gems and oh my, I can't say enough good stuff about this mod. SE, you got the ESL version. This is beautiful. Right here. This does not conflict with anything, and it just makes getting gems so much easier. Beautiful mod. Who's the author of this? Undrill. Yeah, fantastic mod. Alright, IDDP. Roots of Dawnguard Dayspring Pass. Version 103 and the ELFX patch. So, version 103 main file. This hasn't been touched in a while. And the ELFX patch 103 down here. Do we have anything else? A BSA. There is no unpacking of said BSA. However, Dawnguard entrance needs cleaning, so let's clean it before we... No, let's do the LFX patch first. Alright, we'll run it through the quick clean. 9 ITMs. Make sure it's ticked. Run it. And then we need the Atlas. You can also pick this up too, version 1.2. Just so we have it. Yep, 9 ITMs. We're clean. Same thing with this one, the Atlas map markers patch. There's a couple other things to do here. What does this say? Has 2 UDRs. Solution. Run it through the quick clean. Okay. Better DG entrance patch. Right at the bottom. So run that. We're going to clean out the undeleted references, of which there are 2. He was so much more active before and had a long break. He doesn't post as often these days, but they're much more in-depth. How I knew when they showed the video that they haven't started yet. They made the video. You know what I thought it was initially, James? Once we got Starfield, I was looking at it and I'm like, this kind of looks like, it kind of looks similar. Because it was so vague and it was so desolate. And that's what we got. We got Starfield next. You know, which we could have done without. Alright. So, once SSC quick clean has finished processing, don't exit, but oh boy. In the quick clean, alright. Well, I gotta load it back up. I usually go into SSC edit for this, but I guess you could do it from the quick clean. We'll quick clean it again, but it doesn't matter. It's not going to clean out UDRs that don't belong. Okay. Go into world space. What is it? 0201 dB8. One dBB cell persistent. Delete. Oh, I may have to expand. I don't have the best setup here. Let me just do this. This will make it a little easier to read. Okay. Delete FE0004. The Mossy Glen Cave West. Mossy Glen Cave East. And the refugee camp. The entire record. Yes. We good? Make sure you save. Just make sure that's ticked. Or come over here and hit the save. I do it this way. Okay. Save and exit. Moonstone and Mines 102. Did they put the thing out because no one wanted 76 except Eleanor? Well, yeah. I mean, she was hired by them directly, right? And Dark Fox was looking like someone had donkey punched his mom. And the damn thing does look like Starfield cast a foot. Yeah, like if you look back on it, it's like it looks kind of similar. What happened? Does Eleonora still stream on Twitch? And did she go back to doing like Skyrim stuff because, or is she embedded in the verified creation stuff? I feel like that's the way she would go, but I don't know because I haven't really seen her on here. So she does stream. I've seen her do Skyrim mods. Okay. Here we go. This is the one that conflicts with Animated Clutter's sack opening, Northern Marsh Bridges. But this mod itself is fantastic, so that's why we just don't tick those options. One of the best mods for the marshes, I think. It's something so simple, but fantastic. I would actually like another mod that sort of makes these bridges look a little different. I know they've got like the lanterns and things like that, but maybe like a different style bridge, like nothing like falling apart or anything like that, but I feel like the lanterns are a bit much in this area as well. But it's a cool mod. And then Rins, Bleak Falls Barrow. Wow, I can't talk. Version 1. And the Majestic Mountains patch to fix landscape seam. Version 1. When they have nice long things, it's nice to see that there's just one fucking file. So you're not searching. And the Dragon Mound Collection, all-in-one, version 1.1.1. Flagged as ESL. We do not want the faux mod. We just want the main. I'm going to put AIO here, because that's what that is. And we should just get one plugin, which we do. And Rins Farms, version 2. Which contains 4 ITMs. Run the quick clean. That's why I leave the quick auto clean up. It's just easier. Select it, run it. So I've never been a fan of hers and her mods. She reminds me too much of Arthmore. The one that should not be named. Well, I've already taken his Argonian off him. He does not deserve to have the Argonian as his avatar. He is unworthy of the Hist. The Hist has rejected him. I don't have any dislike of Eleonora as a person. I think she's pretty cool. That's not to say I don't agree with or disagree with some things that she said, but I feel as a human being, she seems like a really good person. Having said that, I have had some issues with some of her home mods, as have others, and she seems to fall into that camp of Arthmore where if you bring it up, it sort of gets swept under the rug and never spoken of, or the comments get locked pretty quick. But she seems like a really nice person, so. Arthmore, on the other hand, I don't want to see him anywhere near Elder Scrolls 6. If it even comes out. Well, we all know what happened with, what was it? Was it Starfield or was it Oblivion with the community patch stuff? We were talking about this the other day. All right, Rinse Farms. There we go. All right. Halted Stream, version 1.5. Moving along. These are all the same. These have been similar for quite some time. Rinse Sarthal. Make sure that you select the version that has no edits to Yurik or his tomb. This is massive, or you will have a bad time. No edits to Yurik or his tomb. It literally says that. There are only 2 files. It should say it up here, but he does have it in bold. I guess some people like the edits. What does he even edit anyway? I don't fucking feel like reading it. Sorry. I'm not reading it. No edits. Alright, Snazzy Last Vigil Ebony Warrior version 2.1. Main file. And installer. What are we getting? We are getting the Ebony Keep. This needs to be unchecked. We want Ebony Warrior Overhaul. That's actually a pretty good overhaul. The Keep itself sucks. And has so many issues. And we want both of these. We haven't installed either of these, but definitely tick these and then install. So we're going to have a couple plugins that are like, yelling at me. Oh, they're not. Okay. The Ebony Warrior Home. Maybe this is the one that had the issue. No, it was Ren's. Oh, no, this is a different mod entirely. Okay, so they gave him the camp. Okay, yeah, this is much better than that keep. I like this. This is really cool. His last stand is no longer an empty spot in the mountain. He's settled there with the camp. Yeah. This is... Ooh. 101? No, version 1. This got updated. Yeah, we're looking for version 1. This was updated 3 days ago. Okay. What is the change, however? Merely converting the main file into a light plugin. Optional update. Well, Lexy's got her own stuff, so go by the guide version. Because if you put this as a light plugin, it may fuck something up. Normally it doesn't matter. But we also have to run this through the auto clean. There's one ITM and 2 UDRs. And instead this time I will use the filter. Last Vigil Camp. James, you've never had a problem with that big keep? As in your followers and or the Ebony Warrior himself has never gotten stuck? And stops combat because of the nav mesh? Because it's literally happened to everybody. It's why Lexy pulled it from her guide. She went back into one of my streams and she saw it. As I'm like pure guide with her setup. Aside from my main menu and what was the other thing I added? Oh, I disable her control map because she swaps the mouse keys. Yeah, he stops like mid combat, and your followers can't do anything. That includes your raised minions or your summons. When they start going up the stairs, they'll stop. They'll get stuck. It's a known issue with that. Alright, Houston Grove, version 1. Happy modding. And Valtheim Tower, same thing, huh? Version 1.2. Valtheim Keep recovered. SSC edit, same thing. Sup, Silver? Lick. Love it. I think Wind is MIA. Let me see here. Silver. I think she may have gone to play a game. I will give you the shout out. There you go. What's up, buddy? How you been? Oh, there she is. Hi, Wind. Western Watchtower 1.5. I actually like this one. I used to use J Serpa. Was it Western Watchtower doesn't start broken, but I had issues with that. This one, the only thing that I ever really know, sometimes your trees can clip through, but I never had any issues with it. It does provide you a few extra places to hide. And patches for Rins. So Dragon Mound's unofficial patch. Rin's Dragon Mound version 1. That's this right here. Okay. You know, modding and breaking it. Isn't that the fun, though? I think it's fun. This is one of my favorites, Serenity. Silent Moon's Camp Overhaul, version 1.3. Serenity installer. Make Silent Moons. Look at this. Glorious. In the name of the moon. Yeah, it's an expansive overhaul. Alright, what are we taking? We're taking prefab this time. Comes pre-merged and archived. However, the Lunar Forge will only enchant vanilla weapons. And IKEA is something a little bit different. I think we had this at one point, but we're going with this. Nope. Let me reinstall it. I forgot to prefab install. And we are not unpacking the BSA. All right. And then the Serenity ESP, couple UDRs, or I'm sorry, ITMs. It's real simple when you do this. You get into a rhythm and you start moving down. It goes quicker. 3 ITMs. Lunar Weapon De-Randomizer 1.1. Main file. Snoz's Resource Pack 1.1. Not here. How dare. It's 1.11, isn't it? Okay. This one. Inspect. Alright, I gotta grab the thingy again. So yeah, when you stay on the page, it'll remember. So copy the link. Right. Your file here, right? And the data ID above the blue says 672143. 672143. Snoz is 1.11. Start the download. Download is finished. Cool. Always use guide version. Have a great little mod where you could tell the Ebony Warrior to go and pound sand. Really? He's not even a tough bot. This is the thing that kills me about this. in vanilla, and even like in Lexy's or most of their guides I've seen, I have never had a problem with the Ebony Warrior. I've seen some pretty epic battles with him, and I've had some like really good battles, but he's never like I've never been in that oh shit situation with him. Even if he's like ridiculously high level, or I think they max him out. I think a couple of them at like level 200, but you fight him at level 75, 76. We had like a ridiculous amount of health and stamina, and of course his enchanted gear was all decked out even better than it normally is. Oh, that's right. It starts 80. In Lexi, she puts it down to 75, but his level I think is 100 plus. So while your character level, you'll hit him at 75, he'll be much higher than you, which he should be. But I've never had an issue. I've had more issues with like Karstag or Verther. Verther can be a nightmare if you're not prepared for him. He casts like Blizzard, and he's got those potent Frost Atronachs, and he just spams the ice and lightning if you're at the wrong level, and then of course he's got that backup dagger, which is just like ridiculous. I usually never have an issue with Harkon. Alduin's always fun, especially with Lexy's. Alduin's like a good boss battle. If Sulfried was anything to go on, yeah. I've only fought him once, but he was pretty. Yeah. Sometimes it's more like drawn out. Like I'm usually on Legendary when I'm playing him anyway, but I can, like I've glitched him where I've Fusrodad him off that mountain to where I've taken his health bar down twice with it. But he usually, I guess he's supposed to drink potions, and he's supposed to restore his health so many times. Other ways to do it too is if you have like the whirlwind cloak, he really can't get close to you. Another fun way to do it is like I have the paralysis rune on my mod page. It's the one from the anniversary version of the game, but without having the actual anniversary. So I basically took Bethesda's files and I made its own plugin out of it. So you can use the paralysis rune without having to pay for the whole freaking thing. And it's just like a paralysis spell, but I like runes. So there we go. Yeah, who does he think he is? I've killed hundreds of enemies, and he comes along and thinks he's the GOAT? Nah, he can go stuff himself with sweet rolls. He probably does, Carl. That's probably his thing. He likes sweet rolls. I love Snaz. This Robber's Gorge is nice. So version 1, download this. All right. We need the Lux Orbis Robber's Gorge. Not the Lux patch. Lux Orbis. Okay. What else do we need? Lux Via Robber's Gorge. That's right underneath it. And Robber's Gorge Landscape patch. This one here. Cool. And there. Yoink, yoink, yoink. Skyrim sewers. 415. Yeah, this is one I used to love it, but now it's I don't know. I kind of never use it. This is one. So we extract the BSA, and we're gonna run it through CAO. Say yes and yes. Oh, wow. We need the BSA profile, so close that down. We run the downsize texture, so go back to Lexy's BSA, go back to mods, and it's going to be S for Skyrim sewers. Skyrim sewers 4, there we go. Switch over to the log. It's going to, wow, creating BSA packed it real quick. Nice. And this is the Radiant Quests enabled version 1.1. Another nice thing, if you don't feel like pulling this down, every time you install the mod, it'll automatically take you down there. Sometimes I do them in sections, but I tend to like leave everything open. And then this is the Saints and Seducers patch, the manhole relocation 1.1. Only one file. Solitude Harbor Footbridge, version 1. And Stendar Rising Hall. This is a great mod. 1.6. Also hasn't really been updated in a couple years. We're going to have a couple options here. Obviously, Stendar Rising itself. Legacy of the Dragonborn, and so you got to switch this. And then RDO, Relationship Dialogue Overhaul. We used to use the updated in MCM, but I think they just got rid of it. So, and then hit install, and no, we're not unpacking the BSA. So hit no. Okay. Unique border gates fixes. There's a couple with this. Grab the first. Fixes version 2. Main file. Now, this we extract the BSA. So we're going to run the CAO in the main file. So I'm going to do this now because it's what it calls for. And then we'll do the optional files because we don't touch them. So Lexy's BSA. Go back to mods. And then this is U for unique. Should be one of the few. Unique border gates fixes standalone. Select. Log. Run. Done. Close. Open MO2. And we want Immersive Dawnguard Dayspring Patch version 2. Right here. We're going to grab the Legacy Patch version 1 right here, since they're all in optional files. And the Zelzaz patch version 1. If you're wondering why there's not some others, like we have static mesh, why wouldn't we have this? Follow the guide. Cool. So, unique border gates. And anything else that we need to do with this? We've already done that, Awesome. Give me 1 second here. Just check. Immersive hold borders fixed. This is the fixed standalone and optional. Right here. Version 1. Is there a BSA? No. So what are we doing here? Contains 40 ITMs. Let's clean it. Immersive hold borders fixed. And for as much as I would love to do the effects categories, guys, it's almost 10 o'clock for me. There we go. 40 ITMs. We can close that. Save that. I am, however, going to put the separator there. We will pick this up tomorrow. So let me get another. Who's doing well? I've rated Irishshot, although she's the only one that is playing Skyrim. She popped in here earlier, so I think we're going to go back and say hi to her. Oh, you're very welcome, Soryuto. Appreciate it, buddy. Let's see here. Bam. Show her some love, guys. She is the author of the Lyra, or Lyra. I'm not sure how she says it. Lyra. Wabajack mod list, which you can find on Wabajack. You're welcome, Win. Thank you. And she's just an overall fantastic person. Very chill. She looks like she's doing gameplay. What's she doing here? This might be her list, but she's got her mod list there if you want to check it out. Her game looks great. I can't say much else. Like, you guys will really enjoy. Double A, appreciate it. Dream with the Angels. You got it. Carl, enjoy. For those of you coming along with the raid, I'm going to hang out there for a little bit, but I need to eat something. So, yeah, tomorrow's stream is going to be a lot earlier because I had to travel today, and the roads were not all that great, but is what it is. So I hope to see you tomorrow. Otherwise, enjoy your week. I'll see you soon. Take care. Peace.